Hey everyone! Today I'm just doing a little digital art piece of a rainy day as the weather's got me gloomy. It's, the cold continues on. We've still got 4 more months before we really see any uptick in the temperature. And I must say, I'm massively vitamin D lacking because I am struggling. Thankfully though, I have got a trip to New Zealand coming up next month where I'm going to be entering summer for a brief period and seeing friends and family that I haven't seen in 2 years, which is absolutely crazy. Time is flying. And I also have had some pretty stressful life events happening at the moment, which is why the video I was going to create has taken a pause because I just haven't had the time or the mental headspace for it. We've had some pretty big job security issues, and that has looped in a lot of visa issues. And on top of that, we have we're moving rooms in our flat, and our flat is looking for new permanent flatmates. And then even on top of that, the trip to New Zealand complicates everything now with work and money and paying rent. And as you can see, it's all snowballed into quite a horrific start of the year. So it's gonna be very low-key, low energy, just doing a little drawing. I always like to start off my sketches really wiggly and small, and then I zoom it in, and then I'll sketch over top the bit more precise lines. I like to use the dry brush for my line work at the moment because it gives a lot more texture and interest to the drawing. It doesn't look so flat. So after lining up all the major pieces, I'm now working on the little light that I want reflected from the window onto the wall. It's kind of hard to get the angle looking correct because my perspective is still, something I'm actively working on. So sometimes I can tell it's off by looking at it, but I can't work out what needs to be adjusted to make it correct. So we parked that bit for a second, and we're just picking some nice kind of cool colors. I wanted the piece to be kind of warm and cozy vibes, but not like a sunset or, I didn't want the whole room glowing. I just wanted it to feel like you've come home and the light from outside still kind of coming in, but you haven't turned the lights on yet, and maybe you've just, chucked some clothes onto the radiator to heat up and gone for a shower and then come back and make your house cozy. That's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling at the moment. I also enjoyed drawing the radiator because back home we don't have these in our house. You either have just a plug-in freestanding heater or you have a AC machine built in if you have a more modern home. So the radiator is a little nod to my London life at the moment, which, you never know how long these things last, and it's looking like my future here is a lot shorter than initially expected, which we're getting to grips with. And anyway, that's besides the point. We're still in a bit of shock at the moment with what's happening. So back to this piece. So yes, it's so I'm coloring it up. I'm using, I think it's the gua sha paint brush to color in the background and everything, because I wanted to keep it very textury, but nothing that's going to make it look too patterned or too confusing for your eye. So then I blocked in these with the same blue so that I could do the opposite and go yellow over it with the speckle blues coming through, just to keep everything like super uniform and so that it really looks like the light is hitting the wall, because you can still see bits of the wall come through. This part I was thinking back and forth for ages whether I wanted a little pink color coming through, and I don't know, I ended up removing it because I think it doesn't really do too much, but yeah, I was trying it out. Some raindrops on the window. Yeah, the pink's gone. And then I decided that the line work is actually just a bit too thick for how delicate I wanted this piece to feel. So with the eraser, I switched it to the same dry brush setting and then just erased back on it to have the lines feel a lot more, yeah, just more gentle, more fine. And then it allowed, you know, the details of the piece to pop more because your eye isn't instantly drawn to these big thick lines throughout the whole piece. It allowed more definition and more, more playfulness with like the socks and the underwear. And I have really been getting into pieces that are a lot more sketchy and like on purpose, kind of wiggly and childlike. I find it really charming. So I'm just testing out different elements of that style in my piece today. And I really wanted to give the room even more of like a cozy little house. And so I thought some green, some like leafy or nature wallpaper would look really cool and just pop and give it like that really delicateness that I want this piece to feel. I want you to feel just really like relaxed and calm and happy to be home, a little safe place, which I think is speaking volumes for my stress levels at the moment, that this, without thinking of it at the time, is the elements that I'm wanting to have pull through in this piece. I just want to be relaxed and chilled out. Ugh, anyway, so I used all these different pictures on Pinterest as inspiration for some colors and the way that these sorts of patterns are usually drawn out, where the pieces like layer out on top of each other and can be mixed and matched a bit. And then I decided that more than just like the green and pink could be quite pretty, so I was deciding which colors would go best with it, and I think that the yellow, and in keeping the similar colors that it throughout the piece, just kind of ties it all in really nicely. But how are you guys all going? I was talking with my friend the other day, and she is very much into her star signs and astrology, and she informed me that this month, February and March, are all big transitional months this year. I don't know, to do with what's aligned with what, or I don't know where she gets her info from, but when she told me, besides a few little things that I was waiting on confirmation for, I wasn't really going through too much. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But now I'm really, really feeling it. Like, this is hugely transformational and transitional. It's so many new decisions are going to have to be made, and new future kind of thought up. But it's not only me. I've got one friend who's going through just an insane breakup that is causing a lot of strife for them. And then another friend, her and her partner, are leaving next month, and they're going traveling through Southeast Asia for the next 3 months. And I have so many examples, actually, of friends and family around me that this really is like a lot of change of pace, and a lot of trust, and a lot of needing a kind of calm spirit to get through whatever life is throwing at you at the moment. So if you feel this similar way, like, it's not just you, I think there is a massive shift happening at the moment. So after I copy pasted that same pattern all over the wall, and I kind of pivoted some and flipped some just so that the pattern isn't super uniformed, I then cleaned up the edges where I didn't want the wallpaper to be, and then I just checked what some different filters, I guess, would look like, in case I wanted it to be a bit more subdued or maybe just green or lighter than the wall. But I found that I really just liked what I initially had. I also copied the pattern on the yellow parts, like the window reflection, and adjusted those to be even lighter, just so that yeah, it made sense with that. Then looking at the piece, I felt that there was not a lot of depth to it, so I thought the wall that the window is on and the ceiling could be a bit darker, so I just did a purple overlay and then switched that to linear light, and then adjusted the opacity on that, and that way it kind of reflects the colors underneath, but it also gives yeah, it keeps that kind of purpley dark color that I don't always want. Sometimes I go linear burn and then it really matches whatever colors underneath, but I kind of liked the purpley sadness of this. I then added some white to the raindrops on the window so that they popped a bit better, and I think it made such a big difference. Then just little details, changed the colour of the underwear, had a little tea brewing on the radiator, and I put my signature on. So yeah, here's the piece. I really, really liked it. It was really fun to do. It was nice to be out of my comfort zone a little, and there's no characters or anything. It's purely just a scenery. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope life's going good with you. Catch you all later. Bye.